Whatever stage you're at with your trading, it's important to stop and gain perspective before planning your next move. Take a break from the charts and join in the discussion with our hosts, Jason Graystone and Akil Stokes, as they share insights, opinions, and expertise on all things trading. Grab a coffee, pull up a chair, and join the Trader Coffee Break.
Yep. No problem. I'm doing good, man. Wish I haven't, we were talking about it earlier. I blew out my lighting before before we started things. So I'm a little bit dark, but hey, could be worse, right? We've had worse issues than that. So, but doing good, a little tired, in need of a coffee. So hopefully this is my little bit of a jolt to wake me up for the second half of my day today. They're saying they can't. They certainly can't hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you clear.
Hear me? There we go. Welcome to the Trader Coffee Break. I hope you're doing well.
They just missed the secret you gave them. The one time only. You swore you could only give it once.
I don't know if we should say that again, Akil, really. What do you think?
Legally, I'm not sure if we're allowed to.
No. Oh, it's good job. Good job. Welcome to the Coffee Break, guys. You didn't miss anything. We were just talking about the lighting. But hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a nice week so far. And if this is the first time you're listening, make sure you go and check out some of the other Trader Coffee Break videos as well. We've discussed plenty with rants and tangents and all sorts of discussions that we've had that you won't find out in the wonderful world of the internet, probably. This week, we're going to be talking a little bit about a question that come up to you, Akil, right? Around like the end of Forex. What would happen if, it was the end of fiat currency or the end of a global market of some kind that you're trading and you're learning to trade it, and all of a sudden it's abolished from the earth. And I thought it was an interesting discussion.
Love the doomsday stuff, right? Love the doomsday.
You gotta love it. And I don't know about you, but if you look on TikTok, that place is a different world for doomsday, man. It is like, God, it's almost like a different language. It's crazy. The amount of doomsday negative kind of views and opinions on things, it's crazy. But this one didn't come from TikTok. This one was emailed to all of us, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a group email. Real quick, not to get too off topic. Why do you think that is? Why is the doomsday? Is it just for views because they know people eat that stuff up? Like, we love good fear, right?
I'm talking about the comments on my posts and like the audience. Your post. The audience. Yeah. Crazy, man. It's like, I used to think YouTube was bad, but TikTok's a different level. But man, it's terrible. So yeah, we got a question in, or an email, really. It wasn't really a question. It was like, isn't it kind of, what was the word he used?
I'll go ahead and read it right now. We throw it on in front of me. It says, hey, Akil, Jason, Darren, team. Slightly disingenuous considering there is serious talk of a total collapse of all currencies in the global markets. I guess it was in response to something we had maybe posted or said, but it was a question mark after that. So it was kind of weird because it wasn't a question, but it was a comment. But I guess, is there actually serious talk of global collapse of currencies in the global markets? I presume with currencies gone, you would apply your knowledge to the digital currency markets, CBDC, central bank digital currency. But with no back history, this will be near impossible. How confident are you in trading, or how confident are you that trading will even be possible in the future? The more I look into the plans of the World Economic Forum, the more I have my doubts. So I guess we can handle this one part at a time.
There's a lot of parts.
It's a multiple part, but I guess first, do you think there's going to be a global collapse of currencies and the currency market? I guess that was the first question that
right. So
that he asked.
How to best start this answer? The fact that he mentioned economy, after studying economies, well, an economy is supply and demand, and an economy is trading. It is trading. You are trading value, services, currency, regardless of fiat currency or the paper dollar or the pound. A currency is what my value is as opposed to your value, and how we can have a fair exchange of that value and maintain a proportionate level of income or currency to make that transaction. And that is economy. So there will never be, we've kind of evolved into this place where we are today over hundreds and thousands of years of providing services to each other, right? And we're at a place where we've got a bartering system of currency, which kind of works. And although there's flaws in the currency and flaws in paper and flaws in plastic and flaws in, counterfeit and all this kind of stuff, it still works. It's still a great way of exchange of service and economy, and making sure that everyone kind of balances out to where they are on that level of service that they're willing to provide. That is what a currency is. So with that being said, that isn't just going to disappear. It might change form, right? But it won't disappear. Trading currencies will not disappear. He talks about the currency market. I mean, that is not going to be the crypto market, sorry. The way that I see that going anyway is it will be, not only will it be massively staged or kind of, a staged approach, but it'll also be in as kind of, it can't be damaging. It has to be seamless. It has to be a way of going, right, we're getting all of the government dollars, US dollars off of the planet right now, and we're replacing with crypto dollars. And it will be that kind of staged approach. So there'll be a time where we'll be trading. It'll be no different. It will just be crypto dollars.
It will just be a different form. The same action, just like you said, over time, things have the concepts have stayed the same even before paper money existed. Like you said, the bartering, economic supply and demand, assigning value to something in comparison to something else. That's what, since your caveman days of like, hey, I'm trading, meat for berries or stones or whatever they may have, so I don't think there's any fear of all of a sudden just poof, you wake up one day and like, oh, everything's gone. Like that can't happen. Like think about the world would cease to operate. It's not possible. If there are changes that are going to be made, and I certainly think with, I've never been a fan of crypto. Like I understand the speculation, I understand the trading aspect of it, but as far as like the long-term takeover of Bitcoin's going to take over the world and replace this, I've never bought into that. Now, the idea of digital currency, right? The technology behind it, that's a completely different story. And like you said, I think, yes, that can one day be replaced, as we're already going to, I was talking to my buddy the other day where we were talking about financial education for kids and how, I'm still old school. Like, I've got dollar bills around the house. I'm teaching my kids to count pennies and all that fun stuff. And he's telling me about these, these different apps where you're teaching them with digital money. And, that is the future, right? Doing cash apps and stuff like that, where you're not actually holding on to it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, the trading process and the market still exists, just in a different form and an updated form, I guess you can say. So it's not like everything just goes away.
It's such an advanced kind of question because there's so many topics off the back of it and moving parts. Yeah. I mean, my kids, funny you mention your kids, like my kids don't even believe that like cash is real cash. My son Harrison went into the shop the other day, paid for something with cash, and he said, I don't feel like I really paid for it because I paid for it with cash. And that's like, he don't even carry his bank card with him. You know, it's just the phone, and they've been brought up into that kind of thing where they've embraced digital, and that is it. That's more of a currency to them than real actual coins. In fact, they don't really have much respect for coins. I find them laying all over the house because it's like, and I'm picking them up. Like,
yeah, so we're just sort of saying, like, what are you doing? It's just 30 cent right here.
Yeah, it's 50p. But going on from that, I think the other main point is, yes, you made the point of Bitcoin and all the rest of it. At the moment, the cryptocurrencies that are out there aren't like official government inland revenue or, you know, Fed-backed coins or currencies. So therefore, they're investment vehicles. They are hype speculative vehicles that aren't being used as currency. When did you last pay for anything with Bitcoin? When did you last pay for anything with Ethereum? Or you might have bought an NFT, but you know, it's not really, you're not using it as you're using your dollars and your pounds and paying for your rent and paying for your shopping and food and all that. It's not real. There's no transaction of services going on that is using the current crypto that is available right now. Not many anyway. Okay, yes, of course there is, but it's nowhere near the $5.7 trillion that have been banding around each day in volume for the Forex market. So there's that. And then on top of that, I think the next important thing to mention is it's still going to be people trading and people spending money. And therefore, because it's human patterns can be printed onto the behavior charts, which won't change. That will be exactly the same. There will be the same behavior patterns no matter what currency, what stock, whatever's being exchanged. It will be human behavior behind it because that's it, right? That's who's using it, humans.
Yeah, and that goes back to just to remind you guys of the second part of the question is, as I presume with currencies gone, you would apply your knowledge to the digital currency markets, but with no back history, this would be near impossible. And just like you mentioned, it's not. We were talking about this book this morning. I always forget the name of it in the live room this morning. It's what is it? Technical Analysis of Stocks and I always forget it by Scheibacher. But the point is that, and you said this last week. It's you know, human actions, human participants, human patterns, right? The market is pretty predictable. The same patterns that we see happening today in the market have happened for all of eternity in the markets. And as human beings, we're pretty easy to predict. So if there were a new type of market, the currency market were to go away, everything would go digital with the new central bank digital markets, whatever, or digital currencies, whatever they were, and we didn't have historical data on that specific digital coin or currency to use, we still have the knowledge of how we work. Your same classic patterns would still play out in the market because the same people are using it. It's not like, you know, an outside force, aliens are coming on and we have no idea how they act, or robots are all doing it. It's still us, and we know how we think, we know how we move, we know how we act. We can take the knowledge that we already have from prior markets, whether it's a stock market, whether it's a currency market, what have you, and just apply that to the new market, assuming that it's going to work the same. Because in a sense, right, with, you know, and one of the reasons people always poo-poo on back testing because, well, you know, the future can't predict the past. Well, like, so we are always predicting the future, but we're predicting the future off of a massive database that we have and knowledge that we have, and nothing would change with that.
No, exactly. And I think to kind of reinforce that point, I think if the way to look at it is if you like destroyed all evidence of every transaction that we've got access to on a chart, and you deleted money and you deleted every currency from the face of the earth, and it was just humans, in 1,000 years, 2,000 years, those charts would be back and they would look identical. And that reason is because we are the same human. We are the same. We would have figured out bartering. We would have figured out bartering doesn't quite work. So let's create a currency. And the behavior patterns behind driving that currency would be identical in 1,000 years' time. There might be slight differences, but they're pretty much going to be bang on, because we haven't changed from an evolutional standpoint for about 3,500 years. So, if humans are the only people on the planet that believe in the use of money, which they are, animals don't use money, right? Then it's only us that use the money. And the only way to get the money is from someone else. And the only way you get it from someone else is to either provide a service to them, or you trade them the money because, you persuade them that you need it for this amount and they should buy this for that amount, and you've got a fair deal. So that's really it. Like, there's not a lot going on there that could drastically change the patterns of the market, the behavior behind the market, at least.
And it's
go on.
It's
Sorry.
interesting you mentioned that, because in many of the technical books that I have read that have talked about, classic pattern formations, or even advanced pattern formations like harmonic Fibonacci based ratio patterns, right? A lot of these patterns were traced back before price charts actually existed. So when there was no such thing as technical analysis, there was no price charts, there were no candlesticks, because candlestick formations and whatnot in the price charts are still relatively new, and it was just actual price figures. They actually went back, they regraphed charts and how price moved, and they saw that these same patterns existed. So the same patterns that you're trading now that you see existed well before price charts actually existed, which is just even more proof. Again, it is human behavior. It is human patterns. Even if we're not actually seeing it in a chart and identifying it, we still do the same thing. It's our behavior. And like you said, we haven't changed in a very long time. No. We changed a little bit because of COVID, right? COVID. Yep. But not necessarily in the markets, but in general life, that pushed things forward a little bit. But
yeah, but
we're pretty much the same.
It's fear and greed. And even if, like, there are people trading crypto right now, like they're literally buying a Bitcoin position, Bitcoin goes up, they take their position out, they put it into a lower crypto, and then they exchange that, they sell out of that, they buy another lower crypto, and so on and so on and so on. They're doing that already. The difference is it's a much younger instrument, so it's still fear and greed. You're still predicting fear and greed by trading that. You're basically trading hype, and oh no, the news has said crypto. Elon Musk has pulled crypto from Tesla. Oh no, let's sell. You're still trading people's fear and greed, just in a much shorter time horizon with less sample data. So that's what makes it higher speculation than trading currencies and forex, say, because although that is considered speculation and it is trading, and it is, if you're not a professional, it's gambling, but at least it's something that has been around for a long enough time to be used for purpose, whereas a crypto at the moment isn't. So it's going back to the point, the original email, I'd say it's quite a long way off before we're stabilized enough to get people into a crypto or a digital currency environment. And when I say long, they could do it pretty quickly. They could, but it would have to be in a way where people don't even realize that it's happened. It would say, like, right, all of the £50 notes or the $100 bills are now extinct. Just give them in. We're replacing them for crypto, a digital dollar or digital pound, and it will go into your bank. You pay it into your bank, and you never see that $100 bill again, but you can still get access to it via your new dollar, which you can spend everywhere, right? So it would have to be like that. It couldn't be any other way, because imagine how many people just couldn't get on board with it. There's still millions of people without a computer, millions of people without literally access to the internet, right? So it'd have to be a very, very staged approach, a very stable approach, and it would still be humans behind it. So I don't know about you, Akil. I don't think there's any worry in my lifetime, at least, whether or not I'm going to struggle to trade the markets. And the great thing about trading, it's it's you anyway. It's in your head. You need you to do it. So when I'm dead, I'm dead. You know, it's up to my kids to figure out their own way. Like, it's not up to me, right?
Well, it's the old. I don't know if you remember. Did Jason Stapleton ever tell you the winners win story? You ever heard that?
Yeah, winners win. Yeah, the army dude.
One of my favorite stories. Yeah, he was. This was back when our coach, one of our mentors, was in the army, and like all this news is coming out, the world is ending, and all this fun stuff. And Jason at the time was a little bit younger, so he's feeding into all the hype like most of us do when we're younger. And he goes outside, he's like, "Hey, dude, did you hear? They're saying this, they're saying that. World's gonna blow up. This is gonna go away." And there's this guy just calm, cool, and collected amongst all like the drama, just eating his cereal. He's like, why aren't you panicking? Aren't you scared? And he puts down his bowl. He says, "You know what, man?" He says, "Winners win." And guess what? I'm a winner. So I don't care what's happening. I'm going to find a way to win. And that really is the mentality. That's the first thing I thought when I saw the thing about, if the currency market exploded and it was no more, we were banned from trading it, would that be the end of my career? And the answer is no. I would just go to another market and do the same thing. Because the skills that we have can translate to any market. Bobby wrote this in the chat earlier. If you cover up the ticker of anything you're looking at, you wouldn't know the difference. And I think that is the benefit of having the skill of trading. And this is why, I don't want to say we're not. I got a question the other day too about automation and whatnot. We're not necessarily fans of signal services. Now, if you're using a signal service for a specific purpose, maybe to diversify something else, or you're throwing some extra money in there. But like, if you're solely relying off a signal service, you don't actually have a skill. So if that signal service were to go away, or the market that signal service is trading on, or that algorithm stops working, you're out of luck. You're SOL, right? You are out of luck. What can you do? But if you have the skill of trading, if you have the skill of investing, you can just take that skill and use it anywhere.
No one can take it away from you.
That's the comfort we have, where we know that no matter what happens, right, we have the ability to dissect the money and extract profit, or dissect the market and extract profit from it.
And that's it.
The confidence that comes with that is ridiculous.
It is supreme confidence and comfort. Awesome. So we got a comment there saying candlesticks are based on patterns of Japanese rice traders 300 years back. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If you deleted all of the servers that have got every chart on them, that is still happening in the world. That chart is still printing in the world in real life, right? So that was why Steve Nisson was a big part of that when he started developing these kind of digital candlesticks and bringing them over to the Western world. Just finished back testing my new strategy, 70% win rate, very low drawdown. So thought life is great. Started trading it live from the start of instant drawdown. The worst it's seen, typical. I feel that. I know how you feel. I definitely know how you feel there. Cool.
Humble pie.
Yeah, humble pie. So I guess chill out. Start focusing on learning. I think just to kind of round that off, that kind of comment and approach usually comes from someone who's quite, although it seems like they're thinking ahead, they're quite fixed mindset, and it's very see the
it's going to happen.
Yeah, see the problem in every solution rather than see a solution from every problem. And you don't really want to be that way. If you are that way, try and see the solution, see the good in situations, and see how you can make it work and how you can be a winner and how you can win. Because if you're instantly looking for why this won't work, why I shouldn't do that, why, you're never going to get anywhere. And we've had loads banning around the community for many years where you see them every year and they're saying the same thing, and 8 years has passed and you think, if you just stuck at it like 8 years ago and you're still doing it now, still going, oh yeah, but what about this? What about that? It's just, we haven't got time for that. So whether the Forex, does get abolished and all of my account goes to crap, guess what? I look forward to rebuilding it up somehow, some way, by being positive and approaching a new idea, right? At least I've got that. And you better have that mentality than, oh no, I told you so. I told you it was all going to go to crap. You know, that's really not where you want to be. Yeah. So
find excuses or find solutions. Two choices. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
Which side do you want to be on?
Absolutely. Cool. All right. Well, that was a good session. Hopefully you guys got value from that. We should just remind you that we ran a Bridging the Gap workshop for tier 1 trading, and the recordings are still up for about 3 or 4 days, I think. So if you go to tier1trading.com/BTG, Bravo Tango Golf, you will be able to register for that. Go and access the recordings. You've got a lot to catch up on in like 3 days. But if you machine gun it, you'll get there. And I'll put the link below this video as well. And by the time you see this video, you'll probably only have 2 or 3 days max. So go and get it. And myself and Akil look forward to catching you next week on Trader Coffee Break. Take care.
Thanks for joining us for the Trader Coffee Break. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to never miss a live discussion. Follow our hosts on social media. And remember, do nothing to gain perspective on everything. See you next week.